Here we go. Welcome in. It is the Monday edition of the Joe Raineri Show, brought to you by our good friends at uwager.lv, where if you are looking for an offshore sports book, there's really only one to call, guys. Some of the best, and I mean absolutely best customer service that you can get is at uwager.lv. And why do we tell you about this each and every time we come on the air with you? It's very simple. Because you need options. You're betting numbers. You're not betting teams. What does that mean, Joe? Well, it means there's a big difference tonight between, I don't know, let's say laying 3 if you want to take the Pittsburgh Steelers versus, I don't know, laying 3.5. And that's what we're talking about because both of those numbers are readily available in the marketplace right now. The question is, what are your options? Do you only have one book? Is that it? You guys only got one book to? Yeah, no. You need more than one book, guys, because quite honestly, nobody gives a shit that it's the Steelers or it's the Bengals. Doesn't really damn bit of difference. It could be, 2 Pop Warner teams. I care about the number. You need to care about the number. That's what it's all about, which is why we've been telling you about our friends at UWager. You call them right now, 1-800-UWager. They'll drop a 100% deposit bonus match into your account. What does that mean? Well, it means you put in $100, they match at $100. Now you got $200. All right, I'm no math major here, but if you put in $50, boom, they put in $50. Now you got $100 to bet tonight with Monday Night Football. But the bottom line is you got to make the call right now. 1-800-UWager. The code is JRS50, and that's when the girl answers the phone or the guy answers the phone. I'm telling you, the best customer service in all of the offshore books. 1-800-UWager. The code JRS50. They will drop a 100% deposit bonus match into your account because we've got football tonight. I think. I'm not quite sure exactly what this is tonight that we have. It seems like it might be an absolute nightmare, that being, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. So one of two things is happening. Either the NFL hates us which could very well be, and they want to make sure that they torture us by putting these games on national TV to standalone games. Or somebody who was making the schedule in the NFL a couple of months ago thought this might be just a great division rivalry, right? AFC North, Roethlisberger versus the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. Only there's no way they could have known that, Big Ben would break his ass, break his elbow, and then he'd be out for the year at 37 years old. But Andy Dalton is still cruising here, people. Still cruising. Andy Dalton getting ready to rock and roll tonight on the road, a place that they've been pretty familiar here, the Cincinnati Bengals. So far, both of these teams are 0-3 this year. But one of them is 2-1 against the number, while the other, not really good, 1-2 against the number. The Bengals have this knack of being able to go on the road this year and absolutely shit the bed in the first half and then somehow or another backdoor cover in the second half. They were so close to be able to beating the Seattle Seahawks there early on in the year. And then, of course, they got boat raced by the 49ers. But then they came back to Buffalo, and they were this close to beating Buffalo, and they didn't show up at all in the first half on the road in Buffalo, which I think we can all agree, few fries short of a Happy Meal, the people in Buffalo, man. Not an easy place to play, asked Tom Brady yesterday. But they came back in the second half, made some adjustments, and boom, they covered also as a 6-point dog against the Buffalo Bills. So they've managed in the two games that they actually almost won and could have won if they had played, 4 quarters instead of 2, yes, they'd have maybe an extra win or 2 under their belt. And as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers go, listen, there was Ben Roethlisberger and now post-Ben Roethlisberger. Get ready for our good friend Mason Rudolph from Oklahoma State Cowboy. That's right, Mason Rudolph, under center here tonight, was put in a horrible position last week. Expected to go on the road to San Francisco to take on Shanahan and company there, Jimmy Garoppolo. It almost wasn't fair, really, as, he's never started a game in the NFL, and now you expect him to go to the West Coast and go up against what is probably one of the most underrated defenses in the league in the 49ers. Tough spot for the kid. Hey, listen, the Steelers' defense turned the ball over 5 times. It's not Mason Rudolph. Well, actually, it is Mason Rudolph's fault. They weren't able to actually, convert any of those into points. But, hey, that's water under the bridge. They're going to be home tonight. They're in Pittsburgh tonight, which, last I checked, pretty decent home field advantage. You got the terrible towels. You've got the stands are going to be packed. Listen, 0-3. You had Baltimore lose yesterday. Cleveland beats Baltimore, right? So if Pittsburgh or Cincinnati, either one of these two teams can actually win tonight, well, they're still only a game out of being tied for first place. None of these teams have even played division rivals yet. Yesterday, Baltimore and Cleveland, first time they played, 1 up for Cleveland. Congratulations. Now Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, they have an opportunity here tonight to win a game and be 1 game back of Baltimore and Cleveland. So it's only September 30th. There's plenty of time here to salvage the season if you are these two teams. The question is the number. Well, the number's around 3 or 3.5, depending on what you're looking at. So who do you trust more in this spot? A backup second-year quarterback, Mason Rudolph, who looked like shit last week on the road in San Francisco, or do you trust the Red Rifle, man? God, it's been doing this now, 9-10 years in a league, very underrated. Joe Mixon in the backfield. They've got John Ross. They've got Tyler Boyd. They've got some weapons. No A.J. Green. They got Tyler Wright. Listen, they've got some weapons, but they have no offensive line. So here's how I'm playing this game tonight. All right, because that's what I'm sure you guys are trying to look here and go, all right, what are you doing, Joe? Well, here's the deal. I'm going to play this game one way, and I'm going to play it by halves because I'm in all likelihood, because I'm a degenerate, I am going to live bet this game tonight. I'm going to make sure that I hop on with our friends over at... So, everybody here, as we're back, and I apologize there for that little bit of a delay, but it does look like we are back. No, we're not back. No, maybe we are back. I can't tell. I'm going to go and say we are back. So let me go ahead and reset this one more time for us here. Remind you that our good friends at UWager are waiting for your call to be able to set up your account today and make sure that you get the best numbers. That's right, 1-800-UWager. The code is JRS50. Get your asses over there. 1-800-UWager. The code is JRS50. All right, here we go. As I was so rudely interrupted, if you guys are just joining us, technology is wonderful when it works. Free plays, by the way, up at sportsmemo.com. If you guys have not had a chance to head over to sportsmemo.com, my suggestion is that you get over there and check it out because there is plenty, and I mean plenty, of free information there, plus handicappers from all over the country, some of the best that are there for you waiting at sportsmemo.com. All you guys have to do is get over there to sportsmemo.com. Type it in, as I'm trying to do right now, and update my screen so I can go ahead and show you what it looks like. Look at this. Boom. There it is, sportsmemo.com, guys. Free information, free plays. Look, there's even my Monday Night Football first half domination play. It's up there, which I'm going to give to you right now. So how is that, all right? I'm going to give it to you right now, but our friend Dr. Chuck is up there. You've got a whole lot going on there at Sports Memo. Matt Josephs, Mid-Major Matt, Hunter Engelhardt, Teddy Covers. The list goes on, guys. We've got a whole roster of guys over at sportsmemo.com ready to help you guys profit this NFL season. So my first half domination play is very simple. Monday Night Football, Steelers, Bengals, yawn. Yawn, 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 and yawn. Now, this can go either one of two ways. This could be like watching paint dry tonight, which is a good possibility, where we both want to throw things at the TV screen because we're stuck watching Andy Dalton and Mason Rudolph, or the defenses can totally shit their pants and give us a fun, wild shootout type of game here because both these teams do have some weapons. Cincinnati Bengals are awful at stopping the run. Pittsburgh returns, 5 offensive starting linemen from last year, and they haven't been able to hit water if they fell out of a boat. But John Connor, everyone who's got him on the fantasy team is waiting for this guy to explode tonight. There is no reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers cannot run the damn ball, especially tonight going up against a Cincinnati Bengals front that is putrid. You and I can run through holes that they should be able to make. The problem is they haven't done it, but they're facing the Cincinnati Bengals. They should have some success running the ball here tonight, which should open up some play action, which should open up the passing game for Mason Rudolph. Juju Smith-Schuster should have a good game. And on the flip side there, you've got a Cincinnati Bengals team with an experienced quarterback, a veteran quarterback in Andy Dalton, who's got a couple of really good wide receivers in Boyd and Ross on the outside, one of the best running backs, pass-catching running backs in the league in Joe Mixon. So there is definitely the possibility of this game getting into shootout mode, which would be fun. At least it would be entertaining to watch. AFC North battle right early on in the season. Both of these teams are still in play for the division. The season is not over for either one of these teams, no matter how bad we think they suck. You got Cleveland and Baltimore 2-2. Winner of this game has one win, and here we are into October. So it is there. I'm playing, and the way that I see this, in addition to being a total degenerate and playing this live tonight, once I get a good feel for it, I have a really good idea. I know how this is going to go in the first half. Hence the first half domination play there over at sportsmemo.com. Look, there it is, sportsmemo.com. Make sure you guys head over there. And the reason I'm going to play the first half is because these two teams have shown us exactly what they do very well and what they don't do very well in the couple of games that we've seen them in already. What we know about Pittsburgh is they are an extremely good first-half team. They'll come out, they'll play some offense, they play great defense, and they usually, at least they have thus far this year, they will go into the halftime being tied, in the lead, even when they're underdogs, but they will buckle down in the first half, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So Cincinnati, yeah, they don't play the first half. They have not played the first half. The only reason Cincinnati has covered twice thus far, and the other one they got blown out in San Francisco, but the reason Cincinnati has actually covered twice, yeah, is because they make new coach, don't forget, right? Sean Taylor, new coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. I love what he's doing. He's pushing the offense up tempo. What he has is a very good coaching staff, and I know this because they have been phenomenal making second-half adjustments to what they saw in the first half of games, and they did it against Seattle. They also did it last week against Buffalo. They made great adjustments at halftime to be able to come out and start moving the ball and then scoring points. All right? Everybody that I have talked to that is backing Cincinnati tonight, okay? And I talked to a shit ton of people all day long who are total degenerates, and this is all they study. Everybody backing Cincinnati has sold me on one thing and one thing only. Here's how the game's going to go. You ready? Cincinnati is going to come out of like its lackluster self, and then in the second half, the Pittsburgh defense, that's usually when they get gassed. The Pittsburgh defense doesn't make nearly the same adjustments in the second half. And all of a sudden they go out there. That's when they're giving up the most points in a game. They completely fall apart and get gassed in the second half, that being the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So what I am being told is that Cincinnati will make the adjustments at halftime. They will come out. They will somehow or another be able to backdoor, if not only win this game, but somehow backdoor cover this game at the 3.5 or 4 points that they're laying. That is the narrative I continue to be told from people who are backing Cincinnati, which is perfectly feasible, and I can see where they're coming from. Here's the deal, though, guys. In order for them to backdoor anything, and I know what you're thinking, but honestly, for them to be able to backdoor anything, you're implying that Cincinnati will be losing. That's what backdoor covering is all about, that Cincinnati will be getting their asses